Hello everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. Apart from Ashes, where second Test match is currently going on and Australia is in a very good position, there's another very important tournament going on, and that is World Cup qualifiers. So apparently there were 10 teams which were playing to qualify for two places in World Cup that is going on. It's in Super 6 stage. And most shocking news is that West Indies, who has who won two World Cups, the first two edition of the World Cups, almost won the third one, and tormented, terrorized batsmen throughout all the countries in 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s is out of World Cup. So, yeah, you've heard it right. Since the beginning of World Cup, West Indies has played all the World Cups, but this time they are not going to come to India for 2023 World Cup. Uh, After the group stage, it was almost certain that they will not be able to qualify, but there was an outside chance. But today, after their loss to Scotland, even that is over. So today, I'm going to discuss about it exactly. What's the problem plaguing West Indies cricket team? What they can do in future, uh, how they can. How they can learn and evolve from this lowest point in their cricket. So we will discuss about it. But before that, once again, a humble request: please subscribe to my channel. If you have come to or if you are watching this video for the first time, you can watch my older videos as well. You can like, comment, and share this video, not only on YouTube but in other social media channels as well, where with your friends, what if you feel that what I'm saying makes sense. So please subscribe to my channel. It's a new YouTube channel, and I love to analyze cricket, not only Indian cricket but all cricket all around. It will be really very motivating for me if you subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Okay, great. So as I said, that West Indies has failed to qualify for the World Cup. That happened for the first time. And what is more shocking is that they have lost their last two matches. So last match they lost against Netherlands, and today they lost against Scotland. With due respect to both the teams, they are not a very strong team, which shows that how bad situation in West Indies cricket is currently. Um, this is no doubt the lowest point in West Indies cricket, but it has not happened all of a sudden. There were enough indications from last several couple of years that things are not working well in West Indies cricket currently. Even last year, in T20 World Cup, they failed to qualify for the second round, and they lost to some very you know weak teams in first round. Um, so there are a lot of issues which is plaguing West Indies cricket. Um, and it is not something. There are few issues which are impacting them from a very long time. Um, so for people who don't know, West Indies is not a country, but it's a group of countries. There are different countries, there are different islands who play as West Indies in cricket, but they play as individual country in other sports, including Olympics and every cricket. There are few big and dominating islands like Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago. We have Guyana. So these three and couple of more, they are pretty dominant, and you know most of the players comes from these islands. So this is the first issue which has uh, cropped up in West Indies cricket from a very long time, it is really impacting them, is balancing uh, you know the stakes of all the islands. um, I mean, every island, they want their more people in the national team. There are ego clashes. Definitely, if captain and coach are from some other island and other players are from some other islands, it is definitely an ego clashes and things are not working well there. It happened a lot of time in past as well. Most famously, if you remember, a few years ago, West Indies team came to India, and I believe after during the third or one day, they abandoned that one day and they left because they were not happy with the West Indies cricket board, with the salary structure and other things. So this is something which is happening from a very long time in West Indies cricket. That regional supremacy, uh, every island feel that they are better than other, is really impacting. That balancing is required, because this was the, I mean, it's not that they have started playing as West Indies in last few years. That it happened since 1950s, 1960s, and the same team which has tormented almost all the countries. I mean, you just imagine the quality of players that West Indies had. You have Clive Lord, Vivian Richards, Gordon Greenwich, um, Rohan Kanai. I mean, you name it, there was some amazing, unbelievable talent which was there in West Indies, and it happened in the similar manner. I mean, all of them were from different countries, but they played, and they played well. They were pretty united. They have only one aim, that they need to win it for West Indies. That was there, which is now missing. Second thing is involvement of all mushrooming of different T20 leagues all across the globe. So you will only find West Indies players participating in all the leagues, how big, how small that league is. Whether it is T10 league, which is held in Dubai, or Bangladesh Premier League, or Zimbabwe, which is going to start their T10 or T20 league soon. So West Indies players, they participate in all the leagues, and I'm not only talking about retired players who have taken retirement from the international cricket, but others as well. For example, Nicholas Puran, who was their captain just few years ago. In fact, just few months ago, I would say. He used to participate in all the leagues, including the T10 league. Now, again, definitely it is players want to participate in different leagues because they want to earn more. But where's the balance? I mean, if you're playing a T20 league almost every month, so how you're going to focus on ODIs and test matches? You cannot. There is no way you can focus on it. How you will not have time to focus on West Indies cricket if you keep on playing a T20 league every month. So that's another very big issue which is troubling West Indies cricket right now. The other issue is absence of proper support system for the young cricketers, young upcoming cricketers. Uh, a lot of people might not know that Jofra Archer, actually, he is from West Indies. He played for West Indies in his teens in the junior cricket, but somehow he was not he was not sure that he is going to play a lot, or he is going to get that international you know the praise, the money, while playing for the West Indies. So what he did after Chris Jordan, another West Indian who played for the England, he convinced him that he should move to England. Jofra Archer's mother is from England, so it was pretty easy for him. and we all know how destructive he was in the world cricket and how many matches he won for the England. It's not a new thing. The same thing is happening with all the young players. There's not a proper system which can guide the youngsters. There's not a proper, I would say, strategy. Uh, Agreed. If you talk about T20, mushrooming of T20 leagues throughout the globe, and if you talk about the danger of international players prioritizing leagues on the nationality, it is already happening, and it is happening with all the countries, be it New Zealand, be it South Africa, be it England. However, the smaller countries like New Zealand, West Indies, they, or even for that matter Sri Lanka, they don't have avenues to stop the players because they are not paying their players a lot. So definitely they don't have a way to compensate to their players, so that they should not opt for the leagues, T20 leagues, in place of playing for the national duty. But even in that scenario, country like New Zealand, Sri Lanka, they keep on getting new players who perform well. So if you look at New Zealand or Sri Lanka, you will find new players in after every 3 or 4 months. You will find few new faces in their team, and they are performing. Last year, Trent Bolt, he declined the national contract, but it hardly impacted New Zealand. What they did, they gave preference to others who want to play for the country. They have a structure, they have a plan. They have a pool of for 30-40 players from where they can pick and choose easily, but that is missing in West Indies cricket. They have no plans, no cricketers, no strong names in one days. Yes, you have a pretty strong team in T20, but when we talk about ODIs and test matches, there is none. There is no cricketer on whom team can rely. I mean, again, with due respect to Jason Holder, if Jason Holder is your main bowler, if Jason Holder is bowling the death overs, if Jason Holder is being given responsibility to bowl in in that tie one over match which happened after the match was tied against Netherlands, then definitely things are not well. It shows that West Indies is really struggling with getting the right players for the right format. These are some high level issues. I'm sure the ego clashes is making things difficult, but you need to have a proper strategies to overcome it. Now, what can be done as far as West Indies is concerned? First thing I want to tell you, for all the West Indies cricket fans, not only who live in West Indies or in those countries, group of countries, but all across the globe. Yes, it is the lowest point, but the same thing happened with India in hockey. India was very dominant in hockey. They won on 7-8 gold medals, and in 2008 Olympics, that was the first time they failed to qualify for the Olympics, which was shocking. A team who has dominated hockey in Olympics for good 40-50 years, they were not even able to qualify. But what it acted as a jolt for Indian government, and what they did, they just revamped the entire board. They just threw out the administrators who were creating troubles, who were not making right plan for hockey. They make a professional setup, got a professional setup, and now we have results in front of us. Indian hockey is again in top 5 in world. They won bronze in last edition. So the same thing can happen in West Indies. Like I said, that if maintaining the balance between different countries is tough, so the best way is to go for the professional setup. You can appoint a director who will report to West Indies Cricket Board, whose responsibility is to make sure that West Indies cricket is growing. You pay him, he is professional, not really, I mean, even if he is not from a cricketing background, that will work until unless he knows how to manage the things. So that can be one solution, because once you have a profession set up, this internal bickering and all those things can stop. This quota system, this regionalism, that can be stopped. And that person, that director, that professional person, he will make sure that he is coming up with strategies, coming up with a vision, coming up with the plans, not for one or 2 months, but for next 2-3 months, 2-3 years. How West Indies cricket can be revamped. That's the first thing they can do. The second thing is, they have to have a honest conversation with all their players, especially the senior players who are not right now playing for West Indies, but they have good potential, like Andrew Russell, Sunil Narayan, others as well. I mean, Gale, I would not say that I don't think Gale is now fit to represent. He's around 43, 44. Same is with Pollard and Bravo, but these players can be engaged in different coaching roles. But other players like Evan Lewis and other players who have performed exceedingly well for West Indies in past, they can be made part of West Indies setup. West Indies Cricket Board, they have to have a very honest conversation with their players, and they have to put a cap of the T20 leagues that their player can play. It can be 3 T20 leagues in an year. So, I mean, they can go and they can play in 3 major leagues like IPL. They can play in England T20 League or the hundreds, or maybe Big Bash, maybe PSL. I mean, they can choose 3, and rest of the time they have to play for West Indies. If not, I mean, then if someone is not if someone does not agree, then let it be. You need to find players who agree on this term, that okay, 3 T20 league, and then you have to play for country. Not to forget that the Caribbean Premier League will also be a part of it. So 3 international leagues I was talking about, apart from CPL. They have to they have to create a pool of 40-50 players who can represent West Indies in different formats. Not in T20. Okay, in T20 league you can get players ready-made, because West Indies has this knack of finding new talents, new extraordinary talents. So you will keep on getting players for T20 league, but for ODI and Test matches you need to have a pool of 40-50 players, which include openers, middle order batsmen, spinners, pacers, and you need to manage them. It's very important to manage those players. If needed, you need to have a contract system. If not for 40 players, at least for 20-25 players, you need to have a contract system, so that they can feel bit confident. They don't have to worry about the financial aspects, and they can play for the country. If these things are being worked upon, definitely West Indies can bounce back. I mean, current scenario is very bad. If you talk about their bowling, I mean, there are no. I mean, just in the last match, not today, match which happened today. In last match against Netherlands, they scored 374 runs. Can you imagine? They lost a match after scoring 374 runs because their bowlers were unable to stop Netherlands from scoring 374 runs. That match got tied, and then there was a one over of shoot off, you can say. So in which Holder took that over and he gave 30 runs. Again, I'm not saying that it means that Holder should not be given that responsibility, but you need to have good options. Currently, only Alzari Joseph is one pacer which West Indies have. In past, they used to have 5 or 6 fearsome bowlers, pacers, who used to torment the batsmen, whether it's English batsmen, Australian, Indian, Pakistan, New Zealand. Every country was terrified by those bowlers. Where are those? Currently, West Indies does not have that pool of bowlers who can bowl 150 at a 140, 150 at a regular speed and bowl beautifully. So again, West Indies team, the cricket board, they have to do that hard work. They have to find the talent. They have to groom them, and then they have to give them confidence by saying, "Hey, I am giving you this contract. Play for West Indies, represent the West Indies, play for the name." So if this thing are done, they will bounce back. They did a right thing by appointing Darren Semi as a coach. Under Darren Semi's captaincy, West Indies won two T20 league in 2012 and 2016, and which was remarkable. Because the same issues which currently West Indies is facing, they were facing at that time as well. And Darren Semi, I mean, he does not have he played as an all-rounder, but in my view, he was not the best all-rounder who can play for West Indies. There were different other options as well. But the best thing about Dan Semi was his management skills. He was able to get best out of all the players. So even if he was not performing, he was able to get those performance, and it ensured that West Indies, they not only won this two T20 leagues, but they were pretty good. Similarly, in Test match, we saw the Brathwaite. He's West Indies captain from a long time, and in Test matches they got some good results. In last few years, they have got some good results. So it's not that cannot be done. It's just the planning is required. A strong West Indies team is not only good for the West Indian people, but for the global cricket. If cricket is dominated just by 3 or 4 teams, then definitely that flair will be missing. That competition will be missing, and that's the reason West Indies. We need the old West Indies back. So that's all in today's video. I'll come back tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow, whenever this Ashes Test match is over. I mean, the way things are, I'm sure that the Test match will be over by tomorrow. So once it is done, I'll be back, and we will discuss about it, exactly what went wrong. I mean, whomsoever won. Currently, Australia is quite dominating the Test match, but we all know that we cannot underestimate the English team. So we will discuss about it. That's all about West Indies cricket today. Please subscribe to my channel, and goodbye.